Today we're going to be taking a look at the FA-18A. The FA-18A was designed in 1974 under the prototype name YF-17. It was designed by Northrop and pitted against the YF-16, otherwise known as the F-16. You can probably guess who won.
While the United States Air Force did end up taking the F-16, the US Navy saw potential in the YF-17, which would be tweaked and designed to become a multi-role capable carrier-based fighter attack aircraft. So in order to get that done, they hired none other than McDonnell Douglas, a company who had previously built naval aircraft such as the F-4 fucking Phantom. And thus, under the design of McDonnell Douglas, the F-18 was born, a fighter attack aircraft capable of going an impressive Mach 1.8 thanks to the power of its dual F4F GE 400 turbofan engines, which gives it a total of 16,000 pounds of force, or 71,171.546 newtons, bitch, with the afterburners engaged. It was also designed with stronger landing gear, foldable wings, and a digital fly-by-wire, which at that time had pretty much never been seen before, only on a couple aircraft. These digital fly-by-wires allowed the pilot to engage control... it was perfect, which allowed the pilot to engage control surfaces without the need for mechanical rods and pulleys, which is what most aircraft used up until this point. General Electric not only would give them the engine for the jet aircraft, but it would also give McDonnell Douglas their M61 20mm Vulcan cannon for use on the aircraft due to its high rate of fire, and I know you all love the sound of that cannon.
In War Thunder, the FA-18 is a surprisingly dominant aircraft for its BR. Its advanced A and APG-65 radar, set paired with its strong missile count, makes it a strong competitor in high-tier BVR. And its sleek and stable frame makes it an extremely good dogfighter.
Once you have a more air-to-air combat-oriented loadout available to you, either by spading it or grinding it a substantial amount, I found that the most successful way to play this aircraft is like an F4J that can dogfight. This means playing closely to the left or right of your team at lower altitude and utilizing those sparrows to pick off people. Sidewinders are great, but those sparrows, if you use them correctly, can fucking annihilate people. They can be finicky at times, but they are one of the more reliable missiles at its BR.
As the game progresses, assuming your team hasn't been wiped out, getting into dogfights will feel less of a hassle since there won't be as many pesky MiG-23s to kill you as soon as you lose speed. Dogfighting this thing is extremely satisfying. As long as you don't pull unnecessary AOA and kill all of your speed, you can last a pretty decent amount of time in a dogfight. And because of its high thrust to weight ratio, you can do some pretty silly stuff in this thing. For those of you who recently picked up the FA-18A, its advanced radar might seem a little intimidating, but we're going to explain everything you need to know.
The F-18A has TWS and GMTI, something that until now, unless you played another nation at top tier aircraft, you probably never had on a jet before. We're going to focus on trackable scan first. Normally, you'd use trackable scan with AMRAAMs, since they allow you to fire them off without needing a solid radar lock, but for you, TWS will be your way of window shopping for targets. You use this bind here to switch in between targets, and then when you find someone you want to lock, use your normal lock button and then you can fire at them with your radar missile. When you're in the soft lock TWS mode, your enemy will actually not be warned that you're locking them, only that you're pinging them, which during any top tier match, they'll get about 1 million pings every second, so it's not really going to mean much. It basically means you can stare at them without them knowing. So remember, when you're in this mode, they'll start getting notified that they're being locked. But when you're in this mode, they'll only get pinged. Know the difference. And as for TWS GMTI or GMTI SRC, I prefer the TWS version because it lets me do the same thing as normal TWS, which is switch between targets. It's basically a radar but for ground targets, allowing you to lock up tanks on the ground for cast purposes. It's not the most helpful thing, but it is pretty nice when you need it. One last thing, use this key right here to reset the position of the bore sight, meaning resetting the radar position. TWS loves to scan where it was last locked to. So if you lock someone on the bottom right of your radar, it'll stay there until you relock someone in that general area or you reset it. So being able to reset it so you can lock people in front of you and not being worried about your radar not seeing them is pretty nice.
Overall, the A-18A is a very solid aircraft for its BR. It can face some scary aircraft on up tiers, but shouldn't get thrown into top tier VBR too often. The closest you'll reliably face are the F-14s, but those aren't as scary as they used to be. As long as you can multipath their notch, you should be completely fine. That'll be it for today.
And as always,
happy hunting.
Happy hunting.